What the fuck?
Welcome to Taste Like Tea, a podcast in which I talk about myself. My name is Theo. Don't call me Ted. Today's going to be slightly different. I am going to be intentionally driving. You are now in my sun visor. And I am going to talk about a film I watched last night, Train to Busan. And I figured, I can probably just get a good 20-30 minutes out of just talking about Train to Busan. Also, I figured why not be driving whilst talking about it? Why not be in movement about the film about movement? It's not actually about movement. It's about being the worst dad ever and realizing that you're the worst dad ever. It was great. I had a fantastic time watching Train to Busan. I found it in the library, which is awesome. The library... Oh, wait, hold on. anythingbutted@gmail.com. If you want to reach out, questions, comments, concerns, whatever the fuck. I exist, the email exists, and yeah, anythingbutted@gmail.com. I definitely didn't watch that many films over the last week, compared to last week at least, but that doesn't matter. Because I'm talking about Train to Busan. I've been going to the library the last 2 weeks. Basically since that episode where I freaked out and didn't go to work. So I went to the library that day. I rented out some movies. I watched those movies. I had a great time. And then I had to return those movies. And when I returned those movies, I figured, hey, I'll grab some more. Because they have hundreds, literally hundreds. This library I go to has racks on racks on racks of DVDs. And it's just great. It was a great experience just to go in and I almost walked out with too many movies. I'm pretty sure I can take out 6 or 8 at a time, but I was I'm sticking to 2 to 3. I grabbed a copy of 9 to 5, starring Dolly Parton, etc. And I loved that too, but I'm I need something a little crazier. So I looked around. Turns out there's enough movies on their shelves to justify an entire international, foreign film section. So I happened upon that. I rifled through it a little bit, and I happened upon Pan's Labyrinth and Train to Busan. I didn't know Pan's Labyrinth was considered international. I know Guillermo del Toro is technically an international director, but I thought that was a U.S. Production. Anyway, I got Train to Busan, and I watched it yesterday. I made some ramen with some leftover pork tenderloin that I had, and I watched myself a Korean zombie movie. It's a zombie movie, by the way. It's a movie about zombies, but it's also about a train, and it's also about the worst dad on earth learning to be better than the worst dad on earth, which isn't hard, but he figures it out. It kind of kicks off with it's really well structured. I think that's a really important thing about it, because it's a 2-hour film, and I don't necessarily dislike 2-hour films, but I definitely go why couldn't this have been 90 minutes? And I think, technically speaking, Train to Busan could totally be a 90-minute movie, maybe 100 minutes. But it definitely, the last 30 minutes could have been trimmed down, in my opinion. But it felt a little repetitive, and maybe that was just me being exhausted from that day. but it's structured really well. So even though I think it's a little too long, I still think it like runs through the scenes really efficiently, and it's just like a really positive experience. It starts off really quiet and tense. I described in my review that it's like nothing's happening, but technically the first thing you see is a deer get hit by a truck, and then it getting up and walking away. And, it's just supposed to be like, yeah, there's something going around where something doesn't die, and that's not good. Cuts to the worst dad on Earth being the worst dad on Earth, being told that he's the worst dad on Earth, whilst not acknowledging that he's the worst dad on Earth. He's one of those work dads. He's the ones that will spend a lot of money on a video game because he knows you like video games, but he's not present enough to know that you already have that video game. Or that I don't know if he bought her a Wii. He bought her child a Wii for her birthday. And it's like, oops, turns out you already have a Wii. And she says she got it from like Child's Day or something like that. And I don't know if it's implied that the mother, the ex-wife, got it for her, or if this dude is so completely unpresent in this girl's life that he can buy her a Wii and forget about it. Because, 2013, the Wii wasn't, like, in short supply. It's when the black model came out. In fact, there's a lot of product placement in this film, and it's not, like, egregious, but you can definitely tell, like, why the fuck is he buying a Wii? And why is there 2 full, like, static shots of us looking at just the Wii with the Mario combo? And there was a few other product placements I noticed. I can't really remember exactly, but I remember going like that. Like, I always doubt that vehicles pay to be in there. Like, why would Hyundai, why would they want 30 seconds of screen time of a guy running over a deer in it? Like, that doesn't sound right. But a kid getting gifted a Nintendo Wii sounds like an ad. Yeah, so it starts off it's really tense. At least I think so. And it's obviously because shit's gonna go down, right? This is if you don't know it's a zombie film, you're at least watching something that's gonna be fucked. It's just like going through the motions. This guy is like, choosing work over fatherhood, and then when he's failing at fatherhood, feeling inadequate. And it's just mundane things, like him driving her around, but like while he's doing these things, it's kind of like The Last of Us, where it's not being explicitly told to you that something bad is happening, but that if you know that something bad is going to happen, you can totally see the signs. So there's a fire that goes off. There's the fire trucks driving past. There's like news that keeps being ignored, and just like classic zombie stuff. But it's just done in a really, I don't want to say elevated, because it's not like it's like psychologically fucked or anything. It's just kind of how zombie films are done. Like Shaun of the Dead does the same exact thing, but they do it with a joke, where he goes, "Oh my god," and he switches the channel or whatever. I don't remember what the jokes were for that, but it's always something that looks like he's realizing something shit's going down, and then like, oh, I'm not talking about Shaun of the Dead though. This man is divorced, and he has a daughter. His daughter's like, I don't want to live with dad anymore. Like, I want to go to mom's house. And the dad doesn't disagree because he likes working. Classic dad. But she wants to go back to her mother, and she lives in Busan. So she's like, I can take the train to Busan, like, on my own. I don't need someone to, like, be with me. I am a person now. Like, I'm comfortable being on the train alone. The dad's like, no, you are a kid. You are to be attended. You will, in fact, have people to watch you, and that would be me. Blah, 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 gets on the train. I don't know why I'm talking about it like this, but this is how it's happening, so have fun. He gets on the train, and then immediately fucking falls asleep. And this is something that pissed me the fuck off. Like, I understand you're working hard, you're tired, you got up early to bring your daughter to on the train to see her mother. But the whole reason you're on the train with her is because you're not comfortable leaving her alone, and then you immediately fall asleep? Like, what? What's up with that? Like, and it's like a comedy kind of sleep. Like, he sits down for 30 seconds, closes his eyes, and he's out immediately. Like, the only thing missing is him going me, like, in between breath, because he just passed the fuck out. And immediately this girl's like, I gotta piss because it's first thing in the morning. I rushed on the train with my dad and I'm nervous. I gotta piss. Zombies exist in this film. This is a zombie film. In this zombie film, so there is a little bit of like a logic jump here that I'm not going to question because it's fine. It doesn't need to be explained. But, the opening scene is showing this deer that's infected. It's very obviously infected. It has, like, cloudy eyes. And, it doesn't die when it's horribly mangled and run over by a massive truck. But then somehow it makes its way to people. And I don't know how that could have happened. I just don't see it. I don't see how it could work. Because it's a deer, and it's a female deer at that. So, like, I can't. I don't know much about hunting, but I'm assuming Japan isn't huge on hunting deer. I don't think I've necessarily hear people from Japan chomping down on some venison. Like, I'm pretty sure they like fish. But, what was I talking about? Did I say Japan? They're in Korea. What the fuck? That's fucked up. But yeah, so this girl is very obviously infected. If not, she's just fucked. And then there's this other dude that I think they're implied to be from, like, the same catastrophic event, because this one guy, he's perfectly fine, but he's just, like, curled up in a ball going, like, they're all dead, and then this girl shows up, she's twitching and shit, she passes out, someone's like, oh my gosh, someone needs help, and she gets back up and attacks her, and then zombies are on the train. It's not complex, but it's well paced, it's really effective, and it's from there, it just doesn't stop. Because, I mean, these aren't just zombies, right? This is another thing. So, these are probably some of the scariest zombies I've ever seen. They're twitchy, they sprint, and they react very easily to sound. They are super sensitive. They have very great hearing. So, like, I do not want to get caught fucking around with these zombies. These are some scary ass motherfuckers. So, yeah, the zombies are cool. The infection spreads pretty quick, because the other thing is the turning is also extremely rapid. It seems like once the infection makes its way either to your heart or to your brain, presumably, then you immediately turn. Like, there might be like a transition period where you pass out and wake back up, but it seems like people can, like, mid stream of consciousness just slip into zombie form. And it almost seems like because there is a character that love him, the guy who's in the Eternals, the Korean guy from the Eternals, he's in this, and he's fantastic. He is the best character in this film by far. He's a really supportive dad. He's a respectful husband. He protects children when he sees them in danger. Like, he's very much just like the good guy. And he's physically capable. He's strong. He can punch a zombie in the face and not recoil from it. He's smart. Anyway, the turning is a really fast process. And so it just makes those fast zombies just a lot scarier. Because one bite anywhere... Like, yeah, zombies, like, yeah, one bite and you're fucked. But with this, one, it doesn't seem like you can do it fast enough to cut a limb off. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that no one, like, it is. The other thing is, this is Japan. This is a zombie film from Japan. God damn it, I keep saying that. That's so fucked. It's a zombie film from Korea. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep thinking Japan. I don't know, looking up anime earlier for some, I don't know. But, there are no guns in South Korea. Like, there's probably guns, but there are no civilians with guns. I don't think there's police with guns. So, this is a blunt object kind of world. And these zombies are turning fast, they run fast, they attack fast. Like... It's a lot of fast in a small space. A lot of madness. It's so the infection spreads really quick. The first woman that's trying to help this dying girl gets bit almost immediately, and then let's say maybe like within a minute of her laying down on the ground, maybe even less, she just pops up, fully ready to fuck some people up. Since there's no guns or sharp objects, I don't know if you can kill them. Like, there's a few scenes where you see, like, an actor snap the neck of a zombie, and I'm pretty sure that works. Like, it seems like it works in that scene. But it also could just be that they're trying their best and they're trying to figure it out. Because they don't actually show the zombie laying on the ground dead. It just kind of... he falls out of frame and then everyone moves on. It's very Snowpiercer in the way that it's like room for room. And that's actually my next step, I guess, right? So the zombies are great. They turn really fast. They're really scary. They're in a tight space. And then... they're all on the train like, shit, there's some shit going down. And, the conductor's like, hey, we're gonna have to make an emergency stop, at this checkpoint where we're gonna get, checked out by the military. The military might run us through like a quarantine or something like that, and we're just gonna have to, see what the government's doing, because we don't know what to do, and the government's telling us what to do. So that's what we're gonna do. Then they get off. It's immediately fucked. Actually, hold on. Let's step back a second. They figure out how to consolidate the zombies into train cars. So now everyone's safe for the most part. And then they make that stop and they get out. You're about to hear me order Wendy's, by the way. I just pulled up to Wendy's and I'm about to make an order. Hold on, here we go.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, what can I get for you?
Can I please have a large number 2, the Baconator, with a root beer?
Large?
Yes, please.
Anything else?
Can I get a 6-piece chicken nugget with barbecue sauce?
Okay.
And a large fry, and that'll be it.
23.43. Check out later.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So they get on their train. They get off the train and they hit the military checkpoint. And in the military checkpoint, one, it's where Shitty Dad kind of like fully demonstrates how shitty of a person he is. Not even just like as a dad, but just as a person. He what is it? Jesus Christ, I don't have any cup holders. Let me finish this monster. I can't finish that monster. That's one sip. Make a stop. It's a military checkpoint. Shitty father makes secret plans to save himself and his daughter, but his daughter is like, fuck that. I'm either going with these people or I'm telling them that they're fucked. And that's just what's gonna happen. You're gonna hear a beep because I have my Wendy's app and I'm getting free shit. Hi. There you are. Thank you.
How you doing?
Thank you. And let's see. So you stop. Oh, thank you so much. Have a great day. Quick and easy. So the daughter's like, fuck that. I'm not betraying these people. You saw that pregnant lady and the dude that's helping her out? Like, they're fucking awesome. They're better than you. And she straight up, like, says, you only care about yourself, and that's why your mom, like, that's why my mom left you. Like, she goes hard on this dude. And he just he has to. Because it's true. He can't deny it whatsoever. And then ultimately, most of the people die at this point, and you're left with a small crew. It's not that small. It's still a dozen, maybe 24 people. Like, it's still a hefty amount of people. But our main characters are getting nailed down to a baseball player and girl with baseball player. I think she's like a cheerleader. You have shitty dad and neglected daughter. You have good dad, pregnant wife, which his introduction makes him look like he's a pimp, but which I think is such a funny joke. This girl walks up to use the bathroom. He goes, no, you can't go in there. There's 2 people peeing in there. It's going to be a while. And I feel like that's an implication that someone's fucking in the bathroom, and this guy is kind of like keeping watch. And then a few minutes later, a pregnant woman walks out, and you're like, oh my god, he's just a really good husband. And it's just a really great scene. God, I'm really spending a lot of time on this, but whatever. I'm going to be home in about 5 to 10 minutes, so let's see what I can get through, and then I'll stop once I park. So shit goes down, a bunch of people die, and they get back on the train because guess what? That's the safest place they can be. The military checkpoint turned out to be completely fucked. Every military unit is dead, and everybody who isn't dead is actually dead because there's only dead people there. I'm really making it. Ooh. So, they get on the train, and now it's a video game. Okay, so the whole middle of the movie is a video game. It's my favorite part of the film. So, like, I really loved that whole military zombies rushing up the escalators, people running up down escalators because there's a horde of zombies flooding towards them. These zombies are like a fluid. They're a liquid. They don't care that there's more of them in front of them. They will take up as little space as possible because they want what's in front of them. And it goes to the point where, like, they'll break glass and you'll see them pouring out. And it's kind of like cheesy CGI or whatever, but it's good. But then it turns into a video game. So, like, the main group, not the main group, the largest group of the least important people are kind of like holed up in the front of the train, and like 5 or 6 cars back is our main group, which is like the homies, baseball guy, bad dad, and good dad, and they're the squad. They make their way through each car in some really cool ways. And it's literally like a video game, because it's like action scene, break, introduce a slightly new mechanic that adds another layer to the next room, survive that room, move to the next one, stop, think about it, take a breather, get introduced to another concept that makes the zombies harder but adds more versatility to what you can do to fight them. And it just goes through like 3 or 4 different rooms like that. I think there's an empty room in between, but they pick up their daughter on the way, and then they get to the front of the train, and by the way, there's this really rich dude that's in the front of the train that's like, is just very much like the loudest person is the most listened to kind of thing, because he's just yelling at these people, saying like, you're really gonna trust them, and just like convincing the masses that the main characters who are helping everybody are infected, makes them turn on each other, and it gets all of that group killed. There's some really great emotional moments here. This is where great dad guy has like, and they kind of repeat the melodrama like 3 or 4 times, which is, again, like I said, is repetitive, but it's still good. Like, it's me going, great, this is the 3rd time someone's going, go out without me, you can't take me, I'm already dead. Like, it's just that scene 3 times. But the first time, it's really fucking good. And honestly, the 3rd time, it was really good too. I was still holding back tears, but it's just not as impactful of tears. But they get home. No, they don't get home. I'm almost home though. They get whittled down to a fraction. They're basically just the main people with dialogue now. Rich guy is still alive, and all the good guys are still alive, including the child. And there's a few people who died off, I'll admit. But the world goes on, and they're like, all right, we're just gonna go straight to Busan. Everything else is fucked. Busan seems to be the safest place to go. They're riding. There's probably some drama that happens where, like, zombies do end up killing a bunch of more people while on the train, but they stay consolidated after that. And then this is where the film doesn't fall off, but like I've said a couple times, is repetitive. They hit like a dead end, and they're like, shit, we're so close to Busan. Like, how do we finish this? There's the tracks are blocked off. They go to a train yard, and they're like, all right, we're going to transfer to another train, but you have to do it yourself. Like, you have survival of the fittest. Whoever makes it to that train wins. There's no, like, I will be waiting for you, and I will, you have this much time. It's just a time trial problem where he's trying to figure out how to get as many people safe. The conductor's a Chad, by the way. The guy who listens to Rich Man is kind of a piece of shit, but because he's just kind of listening to the loud guy instead of actually thinking for himself. But that's besides the point. So then they're in the train yard. We're finally off of the train, and it's the worst part of the film, which is not saying a lot, I'll admit. It's still a great part of the film, but it's just not as exciting. I was kind of like looking away a little bit, and like not fully paying attention to the dialogue, because it's just a bunch of like, hey, get out of my way, and fuck you, and zombie movie stuff. the rich guy screws over more people, and it makes you really fucking hate the guy, especially since he basically makes it all the way. He doesn't live, but he makes it all the way. And it's kind of shit, because I wish at least one or two more of those people made it, because it's his fault. It's exclusively that man's fault that most of those people are dead. They get to the end, though. The dad finally figures out how to be a good person. You know, that's the journey. That's this film, right? It has nothing really to do with the zombies. It's what the film is, but it's not what it's about. It's about selflessness, teamwork, and showing that being selfish in a ride or die situation is much more dangerous than it appears to be. Sure, you can look out for yourself and there's less people to worry about, but humans survive in numbers for a reason. Like, there's a reason that humans are people who like groups. And that's the film, right? That's basically what it's about, because it gets to the end during the final confrontation that is basically like the home stretch. The people who survived won. Whoever's on this train gets out safely. They're good. Is my tire flat? What the fuck is happening? Alright, I'm parked. Let me jib-jab for a few more minutes, because I still have to close out and everything anyway. I got through the movie pretty efficiently, though. That was some good timing. So, the only two people make it. I'll be honest. Only two people make it. And it's a pretty touching ending. It's a very touch and go, because they give you a little bit of a taste of the military mentality, where they're like, we see some people, we can't confirm if they're alive or infected or not, but we see them. And the military overheads who have no empathy, because they're worried more about priorities than considering, and or just kill them. But then the song, someone starts singing, and they're like, oh my god, they're people, and then the movie ends. It's really emotional. It's great. It's an outstanding film. Train to Busan was such a fantastic experience, and I watched the extra features because this was a DVD. So I watched the making of, which was what is it? The making of is basically someone on set. I'm pretty sure it was like an extra or something, because some of the clips were taken from the perspective of like an NPC on screen, but from a different take, because there's like no one holding a camcorder in the film. But that the making of is just someone holding a camcorder and just recording behind the scenes. You see like that. It's cool. It's really good. The physicality that these actors went through is really impressive, all things considered. And the same thing goes for just the way it was made is really cool. I'm really impressed, and it makes me really appreciate how it exists, because if you look at that film and you look at the behind the scenes, they do a lot of work in post, and it doesn't look like that in the film. Like, I see CGI in the film, but nowhere near as much as they do. So that's like some like Zodiac shit, some Fincher shit. Really cool. Anythingbutted@gmail.com if you want to reach out. This is a weird episode, but I think it's actually kind of a cool one. You know, I was on the move. Train was on the move. I'm home now. And they're home now. They made it to Busan. So that was the adventure. That was the drive home. Now you know how long it takes if I stop at Wendy's. Yeah. Anythingbutted@gmail.com if you want to reach out. I exist. Thank you to my brother for supplying me with a theme song. As of the recording of this, I haven't actually released any of my episodes with the theme song, so I'm still waiting to hear some feedback from some people. Not that I love it either way. It's not, your opinion doesn't matter, but I do like to hear positive things about my brother's music. So yeah, that is Taste Like Tea, the podcast about me. I am hungry. My name is T. Me is hungry. Peace.
Wow!